Huge topic, your kids and screen time. Please welcome Dr. Joelene Huber, pediatrician. And you're very big with learning and development with kids, so I think this is the perfect topic for us to talk about today. So, you know, there was a time when you had babies and toddlers, and there were all these DVDs out there for your babies and your toddlers, and you thought, well, this is great, because now I can wash some dishes, and there's something for them to do. Not so good anymore, we've decided.
And I remember my first baby, I got a few baby shower gifts that were those baby DVDs. And since then, the research is telling us that that's really one-way interaction. It's not interactive, it's sort of passive learning. And we know that the infant brain is 1/3 the size at birth that it is at 6. And so when you think about all the learning that happens from being an infant where they can't hold up their head to being 2 and running and talking. So we really want to think about stimulating them, having an environment, so no screen time before the age of 2. Just interacting with parent or caregiver, whether it's toys that they're touching and feeling and smelling, and we know that they learn better by interacting than by just sort of watching a video.
So if you want them to learn a language, don't throw them into, like, in front of a Mandarin television station thinking they're going to take that in.
And there's actually
try and talk to them.
There was a study that had actually somebody speaking Mandarin on video to babies, and the same person speaking to them every day in person. And the babies actually retain more from person than they do from, it's called the video deficit. So we say no screen time. So the American Academy of Pediatrics and Canadian pediatricians would say before 2, try to avoid screens. And then when you get into those school age years, you also want to limit it. And they would probably watch screens all the time if they could, if you just let them. So we say in the school years 1 to 2 hours per day, but after you've done your homework, you've played outside and explored, cleaned your room. So I use sort of this little system here where my kids have to earn their screen time. So in the middle is the earn jar.
This is like Dr. Karen Gordon's marbles.
Same kind of concept,
So they earn their screen time. How does it work?
So if you've done your homework, you get 15 minutes of screen time. If you've played outside, how easy is that in nature for an hour? Then you get your 15 minutes. You know, you can make up your own rules, but to the maximum sort of 1 hour per day. Other families do it a little bit differently, like this. They have, this may represent 1 show per day or per week, and they have to budget it a little bit. So kids have a little bit more freedom. They can say, Mom, I want to watch my 1 hour of TV, or I want to play on the computer for an hour. But if they've done a couple hours early in the week, then they don't have as many for the rest of the week. So you can sort of decide what rules you want as a family, but limit it to 1 to 2 hours and get them
school years.
And get them to do activities. Like I always have a craft box, markers, scissors. Always, you know, kids are always like, I'm bored, what should I do? So board games like memory, or there's lots of great learning things. This one's from Mastermind, all of these toys from Mastermind, but they learn about circuits and electronics and solar power. So if you have a few things on hand, and then just get them outside exploring in nature. We hear more and more about the nature deficit and kids not getting outdoors.
I've had one guest expert say to me that it's usually about a 20-minute window before they can actually go from the I'm bored to the engaged in activity. It will happen. If you turn off the screen, they will figure out what to do. And it could be, you know, piling up pillows and jumping off their bed into the pillows. But that's still better. That's what my kids do. And screen time is not just the television. So it's TV, it's the computer, it's the smartphones, it's the tablets. One thing I would put out there, though, because I know my parents are doing it, and is because we need a second. We need a break.
For sure.
Our generation, when I was growing up, my parents didn't play with me, and I'm not even moaning or crying about it. That was just the way it was. I played with my sister. This generation is growing up, and they're like, Mom, play with me, build my Lego. Come on, let's do something. So parents are saying, could you just watch some TV so I can have a break to get my stuff done?
And it's okay to have a little bit, you know, be involved, make sure that they're sort of watching something that's non-violent, that's a little bit educational, and giving that hour is fine of some sort of recreational time. But I think I talk to a lot of teens and they tell me that they have 3 screens on at once. They're doing homework, they have their cell phone, they're texting, they have their laptop on and the TV on, all 3 at once, and it's right before bed and they're having trouble sleeping. So with teens, or even in the school age, I say, let's make some screen-free zones and a screen-free time. So maybe they have screen time, but when we come to the dinner table, we all put our phones, our laptops, our tablets all in one spot for the day or for that hour, and we spend time talking and interacting, but then allow them to have their other, you need a moment to make dinner or that kind of thing.
Let's talk about teens and screen time, though. How much time should they be allotted a day? Are they still about an hour or 2 a day?
Up to 2 hours.
Up to 2 hours
is fine. I mean, sometimes teens are also using it for school and homework, but I would say up to 2 hours for recreational screen time. Okay. And some teens are now complaining of neck pain and back pain, even adults that doctors are calling text neck. Yes. And it's because they're just hunching over computers and too long. So again, just keeping our teens active, talking to them about social media, finding out what are they on. Are they on Facebook, Instagram? As parents, we can get on those as well. So we sort of are involved with our teens, engage with our teens. We know what they're doing online a little bit. We can talk about, what did you see on Twitter today? And so it's a starting point to chat.
Aside from not being able to learn as well through screens, is there anything bad happening to our kids by using screens? So like, is there a negative, is there something negative happening because of screen time?
There seems to be some link between, especially in the toddler years, children who have some language delay often have more screen time. So we don't know if it's a cause or an effect, but there's some kind of relationship. Sometimes kids are having trouble sleeping or attention problems because there's so many screens. I think it's kind of what you said. They're always attending to they're used to things fast. So when we don't have something that's instant, it sort of affects us a little bit. So I think that limiting it and then getting outdoors in nature so that we're learning to attend to things that are slower and happening around us, it's more important.
Okay, good stuff, beautiful stuff. Play through interaction. Medela wants viewers to submit questions on breastfeeding, so a big topic for you as well, Joelene. Go to cityline.ca for details and a chance to win a $5,000 prize pack, including hotel and spa packages, an RESP for your child, wow, or Medela products. Today's audience will take home a $25 Toys R Us gift card, and we'll be drawing for a $500 gift card after the show. Great. Let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us.